big film, you know, the span of the story, it's like 30 years. You have prosthetics. I mean, it was a big gig.
Yeah.
And then you have COVID. I mean, not you. The movie got struck by COVID. Yeah, of course.
Well, I mean, the big obstacle was prepping and preparing and creating all the like wigs. Like she had, you know, I came with 15 wigs.
Wow.
You know, because I had 6 months to prepare, and we had so much. She was in most of all the film, and so much to just tell the story. There was so many directions to get a wig for this, a change here, change here. So you know, I had to come prepared because there was really no directions of how many she really wanted to do. But
let me ask you about this in terms of shooting technique, because I know that Ridley Scott basically shoots with like 5 or 10 cameras at the same time and keep like a TV director.
Yeah, quick.
So quick, and he keeps the the energy levels high, and I think for actors it's great. But how about for you? Because I mean, continuity should have been
I mean,
a challenge.
It's good in the sense that we were doing prosthetics on this one, so it's good for us that you actually finished that application and you filmed the whole thing in one go. The downside for us is that if there's anything that we don't think looks perfect, we have no chance really to sort that out.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the problem. But I did enjoy it though, that it was so quick and we actually got every application we did was in a whole scene. So we were done with that scene, and next time we applied it was a different scene. So that was really good.
Tell her your story of how much time you had, because it was pretty fascinating. I had 6 months, and she.
How about you?
2 weeks.
Yeah, no, me and Göran worked on Jared, and we didn't have that much time. We wished we had. We had Göran. You had 3 weeks, I think, for the first.
He was cast late on the game.
No, I think it was more that there was someone else that was meant to be on the work to do prosthetic on Jared, but then that didn't happen. And they called Göran and asked if he could do it, and he called me and asked if I could do a wig. But basically, we didn't meet Jared since we are based in Sweden, me and Göran. So we had to start all the work from a scan that we had and do and try to guess a bit. So first time you met him like a week before shoot, I think.
Than a week.
I met him the day before shoot to try out the wigs and
Wow.
everything.
And regarding your research, how much footage of the real guy did you have in order to try to get there?
Yeah, we had a few pictures. You were sending a bit too.
Yeah, we had some pictures, but we didn't really try to do a portrait. We tried to do a similar kind of character.
Yeah.
Because Jared doesn't really. He doesn't have that bone structure that lends himself to Paolo, but we tried to create like a
his frame is kind of thinner.
So a similar kind of character. So and also it was really important for Jared to not see himself in the mirror. And I think Lady Gaga had the same thing. They didn't want to see themselves. So and that's kind of rare with prosthetics, especially that you need to hide the actor. Because a lot of times you kind of push them a little bit into a certain character, but you keep some sort of, you can recognize them.
Especially for press materials.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Need someone to be, if you're in a bus stop and you see the poster, you want to. But the thing is, I do remember when I saw the posters that they label Jared Leto as, because he was so different in real life.
Very
you have to understand he was the actor behind the mask.
Yeah. And that was fun. That was a fun challenge. It's very different, but the whole thing when we talk about it just feels surreal now, because then you're in the middle of it. But now you have everything lined up, and you go like, okay, did we actually do this like in 3 weeks? We're not meeting the actor. It's like it was really.
And how do you the molds? How do you?
We did it from a 3D scan. We had a 3D scan, which is not. It's maybe today it's more reliable, but then I hadn't really tried it to do something from, so I didn't even know how it was going to work.
My God, that was a challenge.
Yeah,
at least you have 3 months.
Yeah.
More than 3 months, I mean.
I didn't have a 3D scan, but but I did have many wig heads. No, I mean with Gaga, I've worked with her for almost. I do most of her work outside of movies also. I've worked with her for over almost 15 years doing all of her music stuff. So the challenge for me was to erase all of her iconography. So we've seen her so much everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Being an icon, it's like you.
So she really had to embody this role and this character, and I had to find ways to change and manipulate her look so that she believed that she looked like that, because she was such a method in the way she performed, that I had to be part of that method. Or else
Absolutely,
it
yeah.
wouldn't make sense for her.
You become part of the whole process.
Of course, because if it wouldn't make sense for her. So everything had to have a rhyme and a reason. That's why I had to prep.
And there's something else also, if you have worked with her a lot, especially in films, you need wigs that can be underwater, because in every movie, at least for now, she has a scene under, on a bat.
Right.
Basically.
Exactly. So that was a huge challenge. I mean, we had to, and also staying as true and as authentic as possible to Italian women, because she's not, Patricia Reggiani is not a famous person. There's not a lot of photos of her.
And also from Milan, which is a very specific thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we had to find ways to marry like photos that I created or images that I created, hairstyles that I created, to kind of match up to what real life photos later on would look like. So it made sense. So if you're watching the film, you believe that that's what she looked like.
That was amazing.
You don't know which is real and which is not, because that's the part of it. And she was brilliant at adapting all of those changes of her. I mean, sometimes we had to pull her face in certain ways or drop it through using, like, I created this like bald cap. It was like a wig cap, but it turned it into a half of a bald cap, so I can pull her face up when she was younger. I mean, it was all the little, So that's why it's those are little secrets we did. But in order
now
to
that you say that on a camera, everybody's going to ask for that.
It's
actually cheaper than butter.
How do you do that? Like, how do you make her look like a young 20-year-old again? And then next week we had to make her look 55.
Yeah.
So without prosthetics, I mean, it was a lot. And then tattoo coverage, and she had all these tattoos all over her body. So that was a lot. So those were a little makeup and hair challenges that we had to do every single day. It was like a challenge.
Also, we were making a movie about style. Style is a big thing in the film.
Yeah.
What style means and how style is basically part of the DNA of this family. So I guess that having an eye on style must have been a everyday thing.
Right. It was a big thing, but it also was, I didn't want it to be a distraction.
Yeah.
At all. It had to be very clean and understandable for the director.
Yes, a little bit.
The director was also, Bridget was also very, very meticulous about his vision, and it had to fit into his world.
And also it's a little bit over the top on purpose, but not enough to say this is unreal.
Right.
I mean, that's something I adore about the movie, how the movie basically pushes the boundaries. It goes, it takes a lot of, room, and they keep trying to think. It's amazing.
It took a lot of discipline to like hold back, because you didn't want to make it look perfect. There's times that she's a real woman. She's not an actress where she has but at times you also have to make it look opulent, where she can she's also a billionaire.
Yeah, going from Sofia Loren to Anna Magnani.
Oh no, actually the right reference was Gina Lollobrigida.
Absolutely.
Gina Lollobrigida, again, finding the proper research from Italian films, a lot of the influences from the 70s were still from the 60s. You see that a lot in 70s, and that's why the changes, it's different from American style of what we see Italian women. Are you Italian?
No, but I grew up in Argentina, which is
okay, so,
I grew up watching
you're everything.
Lolo Brigida, I grew up watching, Silvana Mangano.
Gina
so I know.
Is very similar in her body shape and her face shape as Patricia. So finding that right jumping off point of who I can be inspired by, and then taking those inspirations and kind of molding it into Gaga, and then into the Patricia, and then fusing it all together, throwing it in a blender and tossing it.
It was perfect. It's perfect. So last one, because they're going to kill me. You have to do some stuff, some more stuff. This year is going to be a rather unique year for the Oscars. I'm not going to ask for that specific thing, so relax. It's not going to be about that. But there's this for first time the audience is going to vote for a popular film, as they say. Which movie from your own upbringing, it's a movie that you would have voted for that? Which movie, it's a movie that made you become a filmmaker?
Popular movie.
Yeah, not a popular movie. Which movie would you vote, not from your own life?
Yeah.
Past or present?
Past.
Okay.
Less pressure, even less pressure, past.
Mine would be, because it was amazing for hair and makeup, would be Cleopatra.
Absolutely.
Because of the great hairstylist Alexander Desplat, and the makeup artist, what's his name? He's famous for making these exquisite eyeliners that adapted throughout the 60s and 70s. We still do it today. We did it on Patricia. That's such an influential film. Multiple wig changes. It was such a long film, but also had such unique and very fresh ideas of what Egyptian hair would look like. So that's pretty much.
And also shot in Italy.
Yeah.
And it was also shot in Italy.
And shot in Italy,
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
course. Yeah.
I think mine wouldn't be a makeup movie because I think the influence of actually wanting to be in the film industry was Back to the Future for me. Just of being part of the film industry because that's the excitement from that film and the joy of watching, and I can just rewatching that movie. So
Absolutely.
I don't know if you have one.
No, I don't know. I don't know. Oh my God.
Well, I changed mine, and Death Becomes Revenge. That whole prosthetic-wise was phenomenal.
It's a fun movie as well.
Like, it was the best movie. Yeah.
That's it, guys. This
Thank
is the
you.
beginning of your day. I hope you have a great,
Yeah,
great
you woke
day.
us up.
That was a fun day.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you.
it's a pleasure. I mean, I love your work on the film. It's terrific. It's terrific. You know, it's like, yeah, and I enjoy the movie so much. I was laughing out loud because the tone.
Yeah, it's a good tone.
Oh my God! It's like it's such a dark comedy.
It's
Yeah.
dark, yeah.
It's really dark, but I don't understand how critics didn't realize it was a comedy.
People don't think this was like, oh, we're going to see drama. No, it was actually
It's like
funny.
it's amazing. Such amazing film.
Yeah. Great job.
It's great. No, thank you guys.
Thank you so much.